door middel van dat connecten we. So through that we connect. Nou, gefeliciteerd met de 25e anniversary. Ik hoop dat het heel goed gaat met Hongkong en dat het gewoon zoals vroeger gaat worden. Dat mensen naar Hongkong gaan kijken van wow, dat is echt een coole stad. Okay, so what I said in Dutch is congrats with the 24th anniversary. I hope Hong Kong will be like when people think of Hong Kong, it will be like whoa, Hong Kong is so cool. So I'm CJ Cheung. In the Netherlands they call me Cheung, but in Hong Kong they call me CJ. I'm a Dutch-born Chinese and I'm living here since 2015. I think every country is unique. So I've been working in Dubai or in India or Philippines or in mainland China, Hong Kong, the Netherlands. Each country has its own culture, and that is also what I like about my job. So you can travel a lot and meet a lot of people and find out all different cultures, and so also the different people, how they behave. When I was studying, I was already working for a production house. So that was my first experience to China for work. We had a meeting with the broadcaster in Heilongjiang. And when we arrived, there was a red carpet. I don't remember if there were lion dance, but it was really a big happening, like we were celebrities. But actually we were there for business. But it was a really funny welcoming, and that was a funny experience. I came up with this idea already when I was studying, because my master thesis was about diversity in the media. And also my conclusion was that there was a lack of Chinese people on screen, but also news about us. That's actually a big problem, because when they are writing about us, we don't recognize ourselves in that news article, because it's written from the white perspective. On screen, there was no Chinese. I was the first Chinese presenter in the Netherlands. So in this way, there is a gap between the Dutch people and the Chinese people, because when we watch Dutch TV programs, we don't recognize ourselves in their media, in their stories. But also from the other side, the Dutch viewers will not know our culture. It's like who are the Chinese people? They are always so quiet. You don't see them unless you go to the Chinese restaurant, or maybe in your class there is a Chinese classmate. But beside of that, what do they know about our culture? So I was like, okay, that's my dream. I want to make a television show to tell them our culture, because the misconception is about them is about the Dutch people is they think we have no voice, and that's really strange, because we have a voice. The only difference is Dutch people like to discuss about everything, so and then create an opinion. So they are always talkative, but we Chinese, we are different. We want to know what we are thinking and our opinion, and then we will tell them our opinion. So that's a little bit different. And so through this television show, I want to close the gap and let Dutch people know who we are, why are we like this. In this case, I will not really blame them. We can see it, but for them, it's like Chinese people, Korean people, Japanese people, they don't really see the difference, because there's no representation on television, for example, to teach them, okay, Chinese people looks like this, or we behave like this, and Japanese people are different because blah blah blah. So they don't know it. So I don't blame them. At the same time, maybe sometimes I cannot see the difference between a German guy or a Dutch guy. So a lot of times it's about a lack of information and understanding. Actually, every day. So, oh, you are Chinese, so you eat dog. Oh, you are Chinese, you do kung fu. Oh, you are Chinese, you can do math very well. You can calculate very fast. You are Chinese, you behave very well. Because Chinese people in the Netherlands before, they were always quiet. They don't always speak up about them, what they like or dislike. They don't mix up with the discussion. So in their eyes, they are like, you behave very well. But but at the same time they will think you don't have an opinion. So that's something negative. But if they ask me, can I do Kung Fu? I think that's funny. But if you hear it every day and then 1,000 times, you will think, oh, be creative. The first few times you are like, okay, I'm going to answer it. But after 1,000 times, you are like, oh, again. And also because I drink herbal tea. It's dark and bitter, and they don't understand it. Why are you drinking this? This looks like, ugh. The first few times I was trying to explain them, okay, it's because of the Chinese medicines. You have the yin and the yang, hot and cold. So this herbal tea belongs to the cold category. And they are like, oh, you're strange. they don't understand it. So actually I made an episode about Chinese medicines and about my problem, what I faced before, how they see me. Also about Kung Fu. Why do they think I can do Kung Fu? Because of the Bruce Lee movie? So all Chinese people do Kung Fu? And I think the Netherlands is a country with a lot of good things. I want to just show to the Chinese viewers that there are more options. And also in the Netherlands, it's more about work-life balance. Because Hong Kong is the most stressful city, but at the same time, the Netherlands is the happiest country in the world. So under the 16 years. And above is number 5. We can learn something from each other. So why are they so happy? Why they have less stress? In Hong Kong, for example, all people want to buy a house. This is a life achievement. You can show to people like, oh, I bought my house. But in the Netherlands, a house is to live. So to tell this to the Chinese viewers, they will think like, yeah, maybe they are right. Don't emphasize that so much that affect your life. Because it will give you stress. But at the same time, I do the same with Dutch TV show about the Chinese culture. So what can they learn from us? Because a lot of things they can learn from us. Because in the Netherlands, after 5, don't contact me. No work emails, for example. Actually, that's good because that will give you less stress. But at the same time, there's less space to promote yourself or to be ambitious. Actually, Chinese people are really welcoming there because they behave very well. They don't make troubles. There are different generations of Chinese there. For example, my grandpa was the first generation Chinese there. Actually, from my grandpa and also my mother's generation, they all worked in a restaurant, almost, because they couldn't speak Dutch. And it's really difficult to mingle with the Dutch people because Dutch people are very expressive, like to show emotions, talk. While we Chinese people are quiet. We have to know you better before we speak up. So they had their own restaurants, and my father was working in the kitchen, and a lot of families were like this. But now the new generation, my generation, don't want to work in a restaurant anymore because it's really sunful. It's hard working. It's from 11 to 11, and you have no social life because you are always working. So new generation, they have their own jobs, what they like to do. There are a lot of Chinese students there, and they are really hardworking. They are like, okay, I have to go for the 9 or the 10. But while we, born in the Netherlands, or the Dutch people, are like, oh, 6 is fine. So that's the difference. That also makes the Netherlands a good place because it's really diverse. For example, in Amsterdam, there are 168 or something, different kind of backgrounds. So from China, from Korea, for all over the countries. So all places are different in terms of television. In mainland China, it was back in 2014 when I was working there. My experience was that the people there, the crew, they were really ambitious and they work really hard. They really want to reach something. They're to learn. They want to know. They want to create something really good. Hong Kong is less like that. They are just. That's my feeling. So Hong Kong people are more like, okay, I go to work. That's my job, and that's it. It's not really about I want to show the best. I want to create something. Yeah, it's more a job for them. But in mainland China, they were the people were really energetic and it's more like a team. In Hong Kong, it's more individual, and in the Netherlands, it's also more like a team, but they are more efficient. In the Netherlands, they prepare themselves really well, so it's like, okay, I need this quote, I need this shot, and that's it. But in Hong Kong, they keep rolling the camera, they keep recording it, and then in the pre-edit, they will watch it back, and then they will select what to use and not to use, but that costs a lot of time. So in the Netherlands, it's much faster. I hope Hong Kong will be Hong Kong again, just like it was, with a lot of opportunities. For example, the movie industry in the 90s, Hong Kong was really booming. It was the Hollywood of Asia. And last few years, it's less of that. And why? Maybe because of COVID, maybe because of budget, or I don't know, but I want to see Hong Kong like that again. So I want to be a part of it, like create good things that show the world, like, look what we can do. This is our strength. So, suggestion for Hong Kong people, younger people. Actually, it's not only for the young people in Hong Kong, but I can tell, work hard. You have to do it by yourself. You have to work really hard, and you have to be willing to give. Then the better things will come to you. So what I found out, the young generation, they are not really willing to work hard. They're always complaining. But in my time, I was like, no, I started really as the lowest one. I was an intern. I started the earliest and I was home the latest. But I didn't complain because that was a part of the process. And then because of this, people will give you opportunities. Like, okay, he's working hard. He's doing good. Okay, let's promote him. Let's hire him. And then step by step, you can come to the place where you want to be. But nothing comes in one day.